Hello and welcome back to Gladiator Summit. I'm Jackson Bajheera Blight, and once again joined by Elliot Venruki Vencel. And in this episode 4, we are going to be giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the recent North American Regional Championship.
One of the interesting things me and Jackson got to do was sit down and actually have a conversation with these players. We wanted to learn more about them. We know RubCub, he's a great paladin, you know, he plays Wrestler Shaman, that's great. We want to know more about these players on an individual level, things that they like to do outside of World of Warcraft, and it was really exciting.
What's cool about Gladiator Summit is we get to hang out with them after the games, away from the lights, off the stage, and the first team that we're going to be hanging out with is Panda Global.
Can you get word? No, it's off. I'm starting him. I'm gonna stun him in a sec.
DB.
Jump off, he's dead. Kick down. I use
DB.
It's negative.
I'll admit, it was pretty awesome to experience the RubCub battle cry in person there.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you could see how fired up their team was. RubCub, Jellybeans, Rosita Jones. They can't believe that they made it. I mean, this is a Cinderella story. Ultimately, he got kicked off his team after winning Cup #1. He really felt like his versatility was lacking.
The whole team kind of dropped me. I mean, it was more of Roasties and Chanimal. It was just because Paladins got nerfed really hard in the patch, and they think we wouldn't do well. And I didn't really play any other healers at that time, so they thought they'd do better with Cubsy, so they picked him up. And obviously it sucks for me, but at that point I just knew I had to like learn other healers so I could do better. So that's what I did.
Truly a tale of redemption for RubCub, bringing together this roster, and one of the key members on that roster, of course, is going to be Rosita Jones.
Rosita Jones is just our multi-classer. He plays DK, plays Mage mainly. He's been playing Demon Hunter, he plays Shaman. He plays a lot of classes.
RubCub, you know, having complete faith in Rosita Jones when picking him up. We actually found out Rosita Jones wasn't even playing World of Warcraft at the time.
I've been Challenger in League. I play Hearthstone a lot. It's just like for fun. I used to play like Heroes of New Earth a lot, Dota, and then I've always played WoW. I've known RubCub and Jellybeans and Walla for like, I don't know, a long time. They just needed a person to play with. They're like, we don't have anyone else. Do you want to join our team? And I was playing League up until May. And then I was just like, I guess I'll try WoW out. And then I just quit League.
I'll try it again. Do you have time? Yeah.
I came back to the game. I was like, I'm only playing Mage. And then Mages got nerfed, so I leveled my Shaman. And then leveled Demon Hunter, DK. I just kept going down the list, leveled everything.
Now, moving from the versatility that we discussed within Panda Global, we're going to talk about the consistency of Splice.
I won't. Please help me. It's on the road? Okay. Save me, please, dude. Anything. Please. Okay, we're fine. We win now. Okay, we're chilling. Good.
Oh my god, I played awful. I played god awful.
Holy hey, baby guys, man.
Let's go!
Oh god, please!
Just another day for Splice. You could see they were obviously excited, but at the same time, I mean, they knew they were going to do well in this tournament, and they did. That series was a 3-0, so I think they had their eye on the prize throughout the entire tournament.
So even though Splice is a really strong team as a whole, we do definitely sort of have two duos within the team, Thugonomics and Novos, who have been playing together since Cataclysm, and then of course you have the newer duo of Chun-Li and Valito, who have been tearing it up as Windwalker DK.
But I think the most interesting dynamic on that team is that sort of brotherly relationship that Thugonomics and Novos have.
I started playing with Thugonomics way back in 2011.
Novos, guy's like 42 years old. He's fallen off for sure.
I think we're the longest lasting duo of players, I think.
Maybe even 50 by now. He's old, he's been playing the game for at least 40 years.
We've just played together for so long, we got a lot of loyalty to each other. Despite ups and downs, we still play with each other, so him as a teammate, it's very good.
We're kind of like brothers. We argue, but at the end of the day, man, we're good friends, really good friends.
He was giving him a little bit of a hard time there, but that's Thugonomics for you, and I'm sure it comes from a spirit of brotherly love, as you talked about before. But of course, Thugonomics and Novos are not the only combination that you need to look out for on Splice's team. Velito and Chun-Li have been absolutely tearing it up.
Yeah, they play that Windwalker DK setup really, really well, probably the best in North America.
Yeah, it seems like no matter what composition Splice decides to play, Chun-Li is at the middle of all that.
Chun-Li's a god. Literally the best player in the game. Does everything. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather play with.
Yo, kill this guy in a sec.
Everybody knows he's talented. Tons of people want him on their team. Tons of people understand that he's one of the most crucial parts about our team.
Just kill, dude, just kill.
He's really the backbone of the damage class.
Despite qualifying for BlizzCon, Chun-Li doesn't even feel like he played that well. So this is a player who's going to be able to go back and look at his gameplay and actually improve, which is, to me, not only a sign of a champion, but a sign of someone we need to watch out for.
Splice was a team that expected to do very well, but a different team we can talk about, you know, one of these teams that really nobody believed in except themselves, Sneaky Snakes.
I'm healing.
Live!
Fear.
Go and kill and counter-strike!
Fear him. Just live. We're good.
Kill him! Please! Kill him! Kill him!
We will win. We'll win. Yeah! Yeah, we did it! We did it! Holy boys.
SSDS was full of love and excitement for his teammates, giving out hugs, and maybe even went for a little kiss on the head there.
He got rejected, yeah, he got rejected. SSDS, one of those players, you know, when you come to a LAN environment, you don't know how excited and how hyped these players are going to be, but he was definitely very fun to watch, and moving forward to BlizzCon, very excited to see this team.
I think for sure people were counting us out. Even I counted us out because, like, the past few days I thought we were just going to lose to the Method teams because those teams are really good.
Our players have been to regionals before. Kyle's been a few times. I've been 3 times. You know, people know who we are. Because our comps, Ret Hunter and Jungle, they're not the best in this patch. So people just discounted our comps.
Actually, my dream was just to qualify for these regionals, and I guess I did like way more than that. It still hasn't sunk in yet. I still can't believe that like we still qualified for BlizzCon.
I think it feels a lot better just because nobody believed in us.
We made top 6! No one believed in us, man! You listen to me, man!
It is so heartwarming, especially considering how many people wrote them off, right?
Our whole thing is that we wanted to become the Method Slayers. Like, I respect all the players on the team. They all deserve to be here. But it would have been nice to be like that one team who gave Method Synergy their first loss, who knocked out Method Awakened and Method Reborn to go to BlizzCon.
I think he wanted to knock out a lot of these fan favorites to prove to other people, but to also prove to himself. I mean, he respects a lot of these players and is ultimately a big fan of them.
My mentality is like that I'm like one of the regular people like in the Twitch chat who watches these streamers who play with, like, who get to watch these people play. So like whenever I got them, I always felt like they should always win. Like even in WoW, when like I was still considered one of the best hunters, I still had the mentality that like Sidu was like still the best, and like if I got in an arena, I was lucky to play against him.
He's such a passionate guy, such an interesting dude, and up on stage, you could tell that he was getting hyped up for this tournament.
Yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
And I think that it probably meant a lot to him and the rest of his team to finally make it to BlizzCon, especially Evangeline.
But there's another team we need to talk about, and that is Method Synergy.
Touch it.
Touch me.
All there.
He's playing Huxton, but you only been one person. Belf!
Stop!
3, getting kill! Let's go!
Yes! Yeah! First place, baby!
Method Synergy, they are a team that put in so much preparation, practice, homework. They were really dedicated to this event, and it showed.
It's been a dream to get there and like play on stage. Like I've been watching it since 2012 when Ven and Snuts used to play, and I always wanted to be up there playing. I've been just working my ass off like 6 years.
You just love to see players like Colo, who are so passionate and so willing to put in the work, finally be successful and get that ticket to BlizzCon. But Colo isn't the only member of Method Synergy who's been putting in the work. I know that Mez and Trill also have been doing their research and playing really, really well. But I think a player that might not get as much credit as they deserve is Maldiva.
Maldiva was such an important part of their roster early on. Method Synergy, they originally started out as a 3-man team. It was Mez, Colo, and Maldiva. Maldiva was very important for them to earn most of their points to actually make it to regionals. Unfortunately, at regionals, due to the strength of Warlocks, I mean, he didn't get to play as much as maybe he would have liked to, kind of known as the water boy on the team. but the entire roster feels like he's going to play a very pivotal role moving forward to BlizzCon.
Yeah, this current patch is not really too good for Warlocks. It sucks I have to sit on the bench for most of the games. I didn't get to play any winning games on stage this year at Regionals, but moving into BlizzCon, casters are looking to be in a better spot, and that's when my team will need me the most.
It is so interesting to hear from a player like Maldiva. He's been in World of Warcraft for quite some time now, and even though he's not seeing as much game time, he's still actively involved in the way his team gets ready for these games. I think it might even be safe to say that Method Synergy might be twice as prepared for their matchups as other teams, because they did bring out that double Demon Hunter.
They really wanted to not necessarily rely on outplaying their opponent, although they definitely could. They wanted to rely on outwitting, out-preparing their opponents, and it really showed. I mean, they came in with these wacky compositions. I think that was such a key part of their success at Regionals.
When you're on stage, about to pick a comp, and there's a lot of different comps that can beat whatever you're facing. So what we've done is we have a spreadsheet, and it has all of the different comps that we have and that other people have, and we plan out ahead before we get on stage.
The hallmark for Method Synergy, for me, has always been their willingness to put in the work, and I think that really stands out in their performance here. I love to see a team that's not only focused on the end goal, but also willing to put in the work to get there, and that's exactly what Synergy has done.
There is no denying that Method Synergy is the best team in North America. You are looking at your champions right now.
It's been so awesome to see the excitement from all of these teams. You can see as well, Trill and Colo, they were fired up. Mez, on the other hand, a little bit of a bittersweet moment for him. Unfortunately, he had to knock out sister team Method Reborn to qualify. There is no easy road to BlizzCon, and as exciting as it is to see these teams move on, I think it's also important that we talk about some of the teams that won't be moving on, because there are some big ones. You have Method Reborn, you have Snuts, you have Sidu, Bean as well, Samayam.
Sidu and the rest of his team literally took BlizzCon finals to a Game 7 and lost by just about as thin of a margin as you can possibly lose, and they didn't make it. We also had Tempo Storm, which is a perennial NA Titan, knocked out as well.
They came into regionals as the #1 seed. Basically everyone expected them to qualify and sort of dominate their group, making it out, but they had a very difficult time. They are their own worst enemies. Maybe they didn't have the practice and the preparation that they really needed. Ultimately, they didn't qualify because of it. But let's bring it back to the 4 teams that did qualify. Now, Jackson, we know Europe has won the last 3 years. How do you feel like our 4 North American teams fare this year?
Honestly, I feel like this year NA has a chance, and I'll tell you why. There are 2 teams to keep your eye on. Both Sneaky Snakes and Panda Global have very powerful and experienced Jungle Cleaves on their roster. And as we know, Jungle Cleave is a very powerful composition right now. If these 2 teams could make it through regionals and into this new patch, they had a chance, and I expect to see them shock some people.
Yeah, I think that could definitely happen, but I'm kind of on the other side of things. I think both Method Synergy and Splice, representing those Windwalker DK setups with a kicker of Warlock, I feel like it's specifically in patch 7.3, they're going to have a big edge moving forward, and I think utilizing Maldiva and Thugonomics are going to be pivotal for their success moving forward to the global stage.
I think it's safe to say we have tons to look forward to as we progress towards the World Championship, but for now, we must bring this episode to a close. On behalf of myself and Elliot, it has been an absolute blast, but until next we meet at Gladiator Summit, we'll see you in the arena.